should have gone.
He has
But I decide.
He runs the show.
Ma che show? No, it's not a show. So, ciao Stefano, my homonymous.
Ciao.
Homonymous? Homonym.
Yes,
Homonym.
We're both Stefano. We're
Stefano.
both from Italy.
Both from Italy,
Yes.
but you're from the real north and I'm
Yes.
from the real south.
Kind of real south, but you're...
But Napoli.
Sì, vabbè.
And then we meet in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong, yes.
And we meet in Hong
Melting
Kong.
pot.
A melting pot, really. My God. Yeah, everybody here is a melting pot on its own and then melts around with other people.
We met
no?
10 years ago, right?
It was 10 years ago.
Well, yeah. I mean, you did not even have your first office open at that time.
True, because now we are having the 10-year anniversary right now in June 2020.
Mm-hmm.
The shitty year.
Yeah,
Mamma
Say
mia.
the
Until
least.
now, at
to
least.
say the least.
To say the least. And we met 10 years ago. Wow. So you're one of my first. Yes, because
Yeah, probably I was the first customer in Hong Kong to do a residence.
customer. It's so weird to hear this because
Client.
even weird, because I really consider you a person that I know and you're a friend.
Yeah.
But so this a matter of life and design. You are a designer yourself. You're a very extremely successful designer, not like me. I mean, I do design interiors, etc. You do specific product design, and I saw your
Industrial design,
things.
furniture, especially.
Yeah, product in the sense, yes, furniture design, yes.
Yeah.
And you're very good at it and very successful.
I actually was doing that in Italy when I live in Italy. I'm in Hong Kong myself for 14 years now. And I spent a lot of time in China when I decided to move my company from Italy, the northeast part of Italy,
Udine.
Udine, right, to China because my US market at that time would not be sustainable with the Italian prices anymore, with the euro. So I had to come to Asia to be able to continue my activity for the US market. And it was a big adventure because moving the know-how, moving the skills that you need to build Italian furniture to a country like China, where they had no idea about certain quality control levels, certain steps that you need to have, to give the appearance that you want to give to the furniture. Using certain materials, the humidity, the moisture, the elements that are involved in making furniture, especially wood furniture. It was really a big challenge, but it was at the same time also a lot of satisfaction because the amount of things that you can do in China in one day, I remember I would do in Italy in 2 months. So
2 months maybe too much, but yes, it's true.
You can do so many samples and you can experiment in so many ways that at the beginning I was really sucked into this new adventure and culture, and I was able to develop a lot of new pieces just in a very limited amount of time, and so I continued from there. Actually, when I first moved to Hong Kong, I was going back and forth from Hong Kong and China, and I didn't have any residence at that time. I was basically staying just at the Mandarin for as long as I was in Hong Kong, and I only started to look for an actual apartment to buy 7 years later. Here, and that's when
I appear.
Yes, I started to look for different areas. I really like this area always. And this real estate agent understood what I was looking for. I wanted to try to repeat the feel of Italy. So I wanted to have trees around me and just old brick walls, which is very rare to find in Hong Kong, and a little garden, which we were lucky to find, back garden and front garden, And so we found this little. It used to be a 3-bedroom apartment.
No, I remember because we came and actually I remember that I liked the walls as
Yeah,
well
with the
the
wallpaper.
old with the old wallpaper 1970s. It was like 3 bedroom was like 5 rooms.
5 different, very crampy rooms.
With one in the back, and then it was some illegal stuff that we had to tear
illegal
down.
buildings in the courtyard.
And the sewage, there was problems that we don't know what to put. I mean, it was like worse than ever.
Yeah, when you first saw the apartment, you would never imagine it would turn out to be
like this. No.
Yes.
And then, all the flooring that we took and we saved it, and in order to make it like this with the cement. Yeah. I must say that, doing homes for people you really go personal. So especially with a person like you. Everybody in general, but you mostly, because you are very aware of what you like and what you don't like. Maybe because you're a designer, or maybe because you're like this, hence you're a designer. And you understand and
material,
quality of things, harmony of things, balance of like materials, exactly, colors, and you're an art collector as well, So you love art, and I actually, I personally, I will not buy the same things that you do, but I love them. So every time I'm amazed of that. I recognize that potential similarity. I really love the things that you do, but besides that, that's a hit of luck, because I feel what you want. And in this place, you were saying, yes, a feeling like Italy, but it's very Hong Kong then.
Yeah. We added a lot of Oriental touch.
Because you love that too.
Yeah. In fact, I've always been collecting art in Italy, especially Italian art and American art. But when I moved to Asia, I suddenly was struck by the appeal of Chinese art. And so I like to mix the two, American, Western art and Eastern art. So I started to go to galleries and to see shows, museums, and to see what the feel of Chinese artists was about. And I selected a few works that I thought, first of all, I have to love the piece of art. It doesn't matter. In general, I never speculate on art. I always buy with my guts. And so if I like it, I buy it. I don't care if it's high, if it's low, if it can go up, if it can go down. I like it because I love to own it and look at it. So once I bought it, then I like also to think where this piece could belong. In which house it could go, and in which part of the house could belong. Because I have some specific art that I could see they would go in my bathroom perfectly. And you would say the bathroom out of all places. But the bathroom is very important.
Of course, you see every day.
Yeah, because you spend the most time in the bathroom and in the kitchen, usually. So art that you end up in the bathroom, it's really to observe and to appreciate it and to take advantage of. While you're shaving, while you're showering, you can think. You
have that, no? Still with the face.
Yeah. Yes, I have all of those. I also moved some in the other bathroom and added others. But buying art, and especially Chinese art, when I moved here, was a part of a new life, a new culture that I was embracing, when I came here.
And then I noticed that you love the sensuality of things. Probably because you love materials and you love wood and touching.
Leather, yes.
Yeah, so it's all live thing, no? Even if leather we know, unfortunately. But there is a beauty of that too, no? And then there is a certain common denominator, I think, if I may, of death, of this fear that there's a fear around, and sensuality, if I may say, because they're kind of like strong pieces, huh? They're strong pieces. They're not, light and nice. So the sensuality, I personally believe that it goes into death, which doesn't mean you die. You know, death is it's a fear of things. So you actually live in. Oops,
Oh, the mic.
microphone. You live even more, and you live even with more passion because of that. No. So there's a whole other philosophy. We could do another talk about that.
Yeah, well, I can say that I'm definitely a very tactile person. I actually need to touch the pieces that I make. Most of the samples that I design, I physically make myself with my hands. So I love working the wood, picking up the parts, cutting them, drilling, putting them together, sanding, and putting the finish on. And this is very important relationship that I have with the materials, especially wood. Wood, as you said, is a live material because it's got fibers, has a life to itself. So I like
Expands, shrinks.
Exactly, it's never a dead element. So I always had a very close relationship to wood, but also other materials. You know, I like to play with brass and also exactly that console and other warm metals. You know, is maybe
Lead.
oxymoron. Lead as well. Yes, peltro, which I forgot how to say. Pewter. Yeah, we love or zinc as well.
Because it's molding, no? The soft metals you like.
Yes, because they're more. They're actually warm to touch. So you know, even if I put my arms on a brass, it's never like a stainless steel.
You know.
I have aluminum. We have aluminum there that you can also put your hands, and it's warm. It's not like a cold stainless steel. Marble, you know, marble. Some marble. Some stones. Actually, I prefer stone than marble. That's why.
Me too.
We selected that warm stone in
the shower and the bathroom. Yeah.
So when you put your hands there, it's again, you know, a very tactile feeling because it's been sandblasted so that the grain comes out.
Yeah, the natural feeling.
Natural feeling, yes.
So.
Yeah.
Did we have a good connection?
Yeah, we had a very good connection because you're also very sensitive to these topics, and I think that we definitely linked immediately in terms of how the place needed to come out. Yeah, and the feel that the place had to express basically, and the way we would like to enjoy the place, you know, just dividing some of the rooms in a way that we would exploit, also welcoming people.
Of course, I remember exactly all the brief that we had. You said something interesting, to have the place express itself. You know, that sometimes I think that yes, we do make it happen, no? So this was a whole empty space with that little thing. But, you know, putting a wall here, separating, making the entrance, etc., is almost that this place feels as if it was...
Always been like this. Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Because before it was like a little cramped, fine, maybe it has done its life. It's like us, no?
Yeah.
A place, a space. This is why spaces, I think, they're amazing. And I feel the space. And so it is all a whole thing that, you know, turns around. So you and me, for sure, no? Because we are two human beings with similar ideas and feelings about things. You expressed, I totally felt it, and I wanted to make it happen. Like, you know, the old style Hong Kong, but new windows and the space, you know, one room, sure, but then it's not, because this is not a studio. You have a separate that we had to build, and the idea, why, how, the beams. I love it. Now that I'm getting super excited again. And it is, I like this expression, that the space comes out as if it was how it was meant to be. That's very interesting.
And I love it so much that when I bought the second apartment in Hong Kong, I decided not to sell this place because I thought that we put so much passion to make this place. and it's such a unique place in whole Hong Kong because we're smack in the middle of central. Basically, you can you can walk anywhere from here, but yet it's so quiet and private, and with these two gardens and green. You're surrounded by green, which is impossible to find. So often I come here to just enjoy the quietness that we have here, and that's why also the way that it was customized to me and to the very least detail of window sills and
everything.
Yeah, the kitchen. The kitchen was made
by you.
Yeah, but by importing Carrara marble from Italy, slicing it, and then making the whole kitchen cabinets. So every single detail in every room is very thought for. So I thought that if I just sold it, even though it would have been better for the tax purposes, because when you buy the second apartment, you have to pay 25% of tax. Yeah, and so basically, I couldn't just sell it and buy the new one because otherwise I knew that it would have been ended up to a developer or somebody that would not have understood and respected
of course,
this
maybe
place. They would have turned out
down,
completely and make it a classic Hong Kong
but this was the little home that you had when you were single. Now you're married with a nice, wonderful child, so it's different. Yes. So you cannot live here in three people.
No, that's why
you can live here. Not even a couple. A single guy. But a single guy or a single girl. Yeah. Yes. Not even a couple.
No, couple is too small for a couple.
So it is. It's true. And I wanted to go back to something that I want to know what you really think, and so it stays here. This thing about death that I said, I saw you like, what? Because the passion in death, I was following when you were telling me about, the live material that I suggested as well, wood and what was the other one? Oh, yeah, leather. But they all belong to dead things, no? If you think about it. I don't want to go down in the negative, dead, but let's bring death like that, because it's something that people are scared to talk about, and I was until a few years ago. Now I'm like, okay. So this is dead. It's a dead, because it's a dead tree. Leather, it's wonderful, but it's a dead. Stone, yes, it's alive, but it's dead because we cut it off, the mountain or whatever, because I believe that really stones breathe. This keeps on living. Isn't that interesting?
Well, it's a way of seeing it.
Sorry, and this is what I see in art. This is, for example, that painting that we will show later, but this is very sensual, it's very powerful. There is death as well, because it brings it out more, the black behind or the colors. I was just curious what you were thinking.
I actually didn't buy, or I was not attracted by this piece of art because I was thinking of death.
No, of course not.
And I think it's very subjective and very personal. I don't. Yeah, you can say that this is a dead tree, but at the same time, you can say that this is still a live material. If you see the gaps that you have here, is because it continues to breathe, and depending on where you put it, expands or contracts. Of course, now there is this big movement to be everything eco and
but you can still have trees.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you replant, you still have your forest, right?
Yeah, of course, but that's fine.
Yeah, so it comes when the time the tree is old and he wants to check out,
But when I say death, I don't see it in a negative way. For me, death is like even a rebirth, Mm-hmm. So, for example, this died, but it's a rebirth and it's still living, no?
Yeah.
I'm actually going up in the conversation, trying to make this go like in in the energy field, no? So a painting again, it's not about death. You don't buy the painting because of death, unless you're Damien Hirst.
There
Damien
are
Hirst.
many who actually
Damien Hirst
portray
works
that,
in death, expressly. But there's a line, a red line of you, me, of course, personal, that makes you choose something with some subconscious things that you don't even know. And I'm trying to understand, death in the rebirthing thing. But anyways, this was just
another
yes,
topic.
it's another topic, and I just wanted to
Yeah. So in the end, I think that this was your first house
Yes.
in Hong Kong, and
Yes.
I think you should be very happy of the result.
Yes, I am. I am very much.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy because of the house. I'm happy because I love this thing. I'm going to use it again. That the space has to come out, no, and
Yeah.
to be itself.
Yeah, I think
It's like- it's like-
ours has been a mission for this place to really come
True.
out the way it was
It's
supposed
true.
to be.
It's a little bit.
It was caged in this
Absolutely.
crammed little rooms, little spaces, and so it needed to be liberated.
I do
Just
agree.
breathe again. It was not breathing before. Now
Good.
look at the space. It's like big lungs exploring.
It's true.
Yeah.
And with the real lung that is there. But well, listen, I'm happy. I'm happy that actually I realized today that 10 years ago, so my 10th year anniversary, I can celebrate with you.
Yeah.
And I acquired a friend as well.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Very good. We're
Okay.
happy. We're happy
Good.
that we met.
Ciao.
Yes. Ciao.
Ma la morte, sai cos'è? La morte, la parola morte fa paura, è brutta, no? Morte. Non la vedo così. Il fatto